Let me ask you something, and be honest. Have you ever felt like you're drowning, not in water, but in a sea of your own thoughts? A relentless tide of you're not good enough. A current of fear that pulls you under, leaving you gasping for just one single breath of hope. I know that place. I've lived there. In that abyss where the darkness is so thick you forget what the sun feels like, and every sunrise feels like a curse. Another 24 hours, you just have to survive. And in that moment of absolute despair, what is the most infuriating, most insulting thing someone can possibly say to you? Just be positive. How? How are you supposed to just be positive when your world is in ashes, when your heart feels like a shattered ruin in your chest? It's not just unhelpful advice, it's a slap in the face, it's a dismissal of your pain, it's a cheap band-aid on a gaping wound, and that's because the positivity they're selling is a lie. It's a fragile mask, a flimsy shield that shatters the moment life gets real. But what if I told you there's another kind of positivity, a positivity that isn't about ignoring the darkness, but about finding the light within it, a positivity that isn't about pretending everything is okay, but about having the courage to face the fact that it's not, and still choosing to fight for a better tomorrow. This is what I call true positivity. It's not a fleeting emotion. It's an unstoppable mindset. It's not a Pollyanna-ish delusion. It's a gritty, battle-hardened resilience. It's the unwavering belief that no matter how deep the darkness, you have the power to create your own light. It's the quiet whisper in your soul that says, I can do this even when the world is screaming, you can't. It's the stubborn refusal to surrender, the audacious hope that dares to defy despair. This is not the positivity of greeting cards and motivational posters. This is the positivity of survivors, of warriors, of those who have been to hell and back and have emerged, not unscathed, but unbroken. This is the positivity that will not just help you survive, it will help you thrive. This is the secret to unlocking a life of purpose, passion, and profound joy. And in this journey together, we're going to uncover it, cultivate it, and make it our own. So if you're tired of the superficial, the fake, the hollow promises of a positivity that doesn't last, then you've come to the right place. Because we're about to embark on a journey to discover the unstoppable mindset of true positivity. And I promise you, it will change everything. The world we live in is a symphony of chaos and beauty, a delicate dance between light and shadow. We are bombarded with messages of success, of happiness, of a picture-perfect life that seems to be just within our grasp, yet always eludes us. We scroll through social media feeds and we see curated highlight reels of other people's lives, their triumphs, their joys, their seemingly effortless victories. And it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, to look at our own lives with all their messy, complicated, and often painful realities and feel like we're falling short. We start to believe that there's something wrong with us, that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy of the happiness we so desperately crave. And this is where the seeds of negativity are sown. They take root in the fertile ground of our insecurities, our fears, our self-doubt. And before we know it, we're entangled in a web of negative self-talk, a relentless inner critic that whispers poison into our ears, telling us that we're not smart enough, not talented enough, not beautiful enough, not enough. But here's the truth, a truth that has the power to set you free. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are the one who gets to choose which thoughts to believe, which thoughts to give power to, which thoughts to allow to shape your reality. The mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be a treacherous prison. It can be a garden where you cultivate flowers of joy, peace, and love, or it can be a wasteland where you allow weeds of negativity, fear, and despair to grow wild. The choice is yours. And the first step to cultivating a mindset of true positivity is to become aware of your thoughts, to become a conscious observer of the stories you tell yourself. What are the narratives that are playing on a loop in your mind? Are they stories of empowerment, of resilience, of hope? Or are they stories of victimhood, of helplessness, of despair? The stories you tell yourself become the reality you live in. So, if you want to change your life, you must first change your stories. This is not about lying to yourself. This is not about pretending that the pain doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging the pain, honoring the struggle, and then choosing to focus on the lessons, the growth, the opportunities for transformation that are hidden within the darkness. It's about finding the silver lining, not because you're naive, but because you're a survivor. It's about looking for the good, not because you're blind to the bad, but because you're a warrior. It's about choosing hope, not because you're weak, but because you're strong. True positivity is not the absence of negativity, it's the mastery of it. It's the ability to feel the full spectrum of human emotions, the joy and the sorrow, the love and the pain, and to not be consumed by any of it. It's the ability to stand in the eye of the storm and to find your center, your peace, your unwavering strength. It's the ability to say, yes, this is hard. Yes, this is painful, but I am stronger than my circumstances. I am more powerful than my pain, and I will not be defeated. I remember a time in my life when I felt completely lost. I had hit rock bottom and I didn't see a way out. I was consumed by a sense of failure, of shame, of utter despair. I felt like I had let everyone down, especially myself. And in that darkness, I couldn't see any light. I couldn't see any hope. I couldn't see any reason to go on. But then, something shifted. It wasn't a sudden, dramatic epiphany. It was a quiet, subtle change. I started to notice the small things, the little moments of beauty that I had been blind to before. The warmth of the sun on my skin, the taste of a fresh cup of coffee, the sound of birds singing outside my window. And in those small moments, I found a glimmer of hope. It was a tiny spark, but it was enough. It was enough to keep me going, one day at a time, one breath at a time, and slowly but surely I started to climb out of the darkness. I started to rebuild my life piece by piece, and I discovered a strength within me that I never knew I had. A strength that was forged in the fires of adversity, a strength that was born from the ashes of my despair. And that's the thing about true positivity. It's not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate. It's a muscle that you strengthen every time you choose hope over fear, every time you choose love over hate, every time you choose to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. It's a practice, a daily commitment to showing up for yourself, to being your own biggest cheerleader.
Your purpose is your North Star. It's the unchanging point in the sky that you can look to when you're lost in the wilderness of life. It's the anchor that holds you steady when the storms of adversity are raging around you. Finding your purpose isn't some mystical quest. It's about looking inward and asking yourself some honest questions. What makes you come alive? What problem in the world breaks your heart and makes you want to do something about it? Who do you want to help? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Your purpose doesn't have to be to save the world. It can be to be the best parent you can be. It can be to create art that moves people. It can be to bring joy to others through your work. It can be to be a source of kindness and compassion in a world that desperately needs it. Whatever it is, it has to be yours. It has to resonate in the deepest chambers of your heart. Because when you are connected to your purpose, you tap into a source of energy that is limitless. Your suffering gains meaning. Your struggles become part of your story, not the end of it. You are no longer just surviving. You are on a mission. And a person on a mission, a person fueled by a powerful soul-deep purpose, is a person who can endure almost anything. And on this mission, you must understand a critical truth. You cannot do it alone. We are not islands. We are social creatures, wired for connection. The mindset you are trying to build is like a delicate seedling. If you plant it in toxic soil, surrounded by weeds that choke the life out of it, it will wither and die. You must be a ruthless curator of your environment. This means taking a hard look at the people you spend your time with. Who lifts you up? Who drains your energy? Who celebrates your growth? Who secretly wants you to stay small because it makes them feel more comfortable? You have to set boundaries. It is not selfish. It is an act of self-preservation. It is okay to love people from a distance. It is okay to limit your exposure to chronic complainers, to cynics, to those who see the darkness in everything and everyone. Your energy is your most precious resource. Protect it. And as you create space by weeding out the negativity, you must actively seek out and plant seeds of positivity. Find your tribe. Find the people who get it, the ones who see your light even when you can't, the ones who will hand you a flashlight when you're in the dark, not tell you to just be positive. Vulnerability is the currency of true connection. Share your struggles with those who have earned the right to hear them. Allow yourself to be supported. Allow yourself to be loved. Because a single flame can be blown out, but a bonfire of souls, burning together, can light up the entire sky. Your community is your safety net, your cheerleading squad, and your council of warriors. Choose them wisely, and you will need them. Because on this journey, you will fall, you will fail, you will make mistakes, you will have moments where you revert to old patterns, where the inner critic gets the microphone back for a little while. This is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are trying. It is part of the process. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even attempted. The key is not to avoid failure, but to change your relationship with it. Failure is not a verdict on your worth. It is data. It is feedback. It is a lesson wrapped in a rough package. When you stumble, the goal is not to just bounce back to where you were. The goal is to bounce forward, to learn from the fall, to get up stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What is this experience trying to teach me? How can I use this to become better? This is the essence of anti-fragility, not just withstanding the shock, but using the shock to become stronger. So when you fall, do not berate yourself. Do not shame yourself. Practice that self-compassion we talked about. Acknowledge the pain, feel the disappointment, and then take a deep breath, dust yourself off, and take one more step. Your resilience is not measured by whether or not you fall, but by the grace with which you rise. And as you rise, remember that this battle for your mind is fought on a physical battlefield, your body. You cannot cultivate a positive mind in a neglected body. They are not separate entities. They are two sides of the same coin. The food you eat is not just fuel for your muscles. It is information for your brain. The sleep you get is not just rest. It is the time when your mind heals and processes. The exercise you do is not just for your physical health. It is one of the most powerful antidepressants and anti-anxiety tools available to you. Moving your body changes your brain chemistry. It releases endorphins. It reduces stress hormones. It creates new neural pathways. Taking care of your body is a fundamental act of self-respect. It is you telling yourself, I am worthy of being taken care of. I am worthy of feeling good. I am worthy of having energy and vitality. So drink that extra glass of water. Go to bed a little earlier. Move your body in a way that feels good to you, whether it's dancing in your living room, walking in nature, or lifting heavy things. This isn't about achieving a certain look. This is about achieving a certain feeling. The feeling of being strong, capable, and alive in your own skin. It is the foundation upon which your unstoppable mindset is built. So you see, this journey, this cultivation of true positivity, it is a holistic endeavor. It is the synergy of belief, the momentum of action, a guidance of purpose, the support of community, the wisdom of resilience, and the foundation of a healthy body. It is a commitment you make not once, but every single day in 1,000 small ways. It is choosing the garden over the wasteland again and again. It is choosing to be the author of your story and writing a new chapter, even when your hand is shaking. You have everything you need within you to do this. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You are a universe of potential waiting to be unleashed. The darkness you have faced has not diminished your light. It has given you the contrast to see it more clearly. The struggles you have endured have not weakened you. They have forged you into a warrior. Embrace it all. The light and the shadow, the joy and the pain, the triumphs and the lessons. They are all part of your beautiful, messy, and magnificent story. And the best part, the most incredible chapters are still unwritten. Go write them. You are ready. But let's go deeper. Because even with all these tools, belief, action, purpose, community, resilience, a healthy body, there can still be something holding you back. A hidden anchor buried deep in the mud of your past, keeping you tethered no matter how hard you row. This is the realm of the subconscious, the vast, unseen 95% of your mind that is running the show. It's the home of your deepest programming, your childhood conditioning, your unresolved traumas, and your core beliefs about yourself and the world. You can consciously affirm, I am worthy 1,000 times a day, but if your subconscious programming, installed when you were 5 years old, is running a script that says, I am not enough, which program do you think is going to win? This is why so many people get frustrated. They're doing all the right things on the surface, but they keep self-sabotaging, they keep hitting the same invisible walls. It's because they're trying to renovate the top floor of a skyscraper while the foundation is cracked. To build a truly unstoppable mindset, you have to be willing to go into the basement. You have to be willing to do the work that scares most people. It's often called shadow work, and it's not about dwelling in darkness. It's about bringing the light of your awareness into the darkness. Your shadow is made up of all the parts of yourself that you have disowned, repressed, or judged as unacceptable. The anger you were told was bad. The vulnerability you were taught was weak. The ambition you were shamed for, these parts didn't go away. They just went into hiding in your subconscious, and from there, they project themselves onto the world. The things that trigger you most intensely in other people are often reflections of your own disowned shadow. The person whose arrogance drives you crazy, maybe it's a reflection of your own repressed ambition. The person whose neediness repulses you, perhaps it's a mirror to your own unacknowledged needs. This work is not about blaming your past or your parents. It's about taking radical responsibility for your own inner world. It's about looking at these wounded parts of yourself, not with judgment, but with that self-compassion we talked about. It's about saying, I see you, I hear you, I understand why you're here, and I am ready to welcome you back home. This is the path to wholeness. True positivity isn't about being all light. It's about integrating your light and your dark so that you are no longer at war with yourself. It is the bravest work you will ever do, and it is the work that will set you truly, profoundly, and permanently free. It's about taking responsibility for your own happiness, for your own well-being, for your own life. It's about realizing that you are the author of your own story and you have the power to write a new ending. You have the power to create a life that is filled with purpose, passion, and profound joy. You have the power to become the person you were always meant to be. So, how do we cultivate this unstoppable mindset of true positivity? It starts with gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to negativity. It's the key that unlocks the door to a more joyful, more abundant, more fulfilling life. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your perspective. You start to see the good in your life, even when things are tough. You start to appreciate the blessings that you have instead of dwelling on what you lack. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It's a practice. It's about actively looking for things to be grateful for every single day. It's about keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. It's about expressing your gratitude to others, telling them how much you appreciate them. It's about savoring the small moments of joy, the simple pleasures that we often take for granted. The more you practice gratitude, the more you will find to be grateful for. And the more you find to be grateful for, the more you will attract more good into your life. It's a virtuous cycle, a powerful upward spiral that will lift you higher and higher. Another powerful tool for cultivating true positivity is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present, of paying attention to the here and now without judgment. It's about stepping out of the chaotic whirlwind of your thoughts and into the calm, quiet center of your being. It's about observing your thoughts, your emotions, your bodily sensations without getting caught up in them. It's about accepting what is without resistance. When you practice mindfulness, you create a space between you and your thoughts. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who is aware of your thoughts. And in that space, you find freedom. You find the freedom to choose how you respond to your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. You find the freedom to let go of the negative thoughts that are holding you back and to embrace the positive thoughts that will propel you forward. Mindfulness is not about emptying your mind. It's about becoming the master of your mind. It's about learning to direct your attention to what you want to focus on, instead of being at the mercy of your wandering thoughts. It's about training your mind to be your ally instead of your enemy. And finally, the most important ingredient in the recipe for true positivity is self-compassion. Self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. It's about being gentle with yourself when you make mistakes, when you fail, when you're struggling. It's about recognizing that you are human and that being human means being imperfect. It's about forgiving yourself for your past mistakes and letting go of the shame and guilt that are weighing you down. It's about celebrating your successes, no matter how small. It's about acknowledging your worth, your value, your inherent goodness. Self-compassion is not self-pity. It's not about wallowing in your misery. It's about giving yourself the support and encouragement you need to get back up when you fall down. It's about being your own best friend, your own biggest advocate, your own most loving companion. When you practice self-compassion, you create a safe and nurturing inner environment where you can heal, grow, and thrive. You create a foundation of self-love that will support you through all the ups and downs of life. You become your own sanctuary, your own source of strength, your own guiding light. The journey to an unstoppable mindset of true positivity is not a destination. It's a lifelong practice. There will be days when you feel like you're on top of the world, and there will be days when you feel like you're buried under it. There will be moments of pure joy, and there will be moments of profound sorrow. And that's okay. That's life. The goal is not to eliminate the negative emotions, but to learn how to navigate them with grace, with courage, with resilience. The goal is not to be happy all the time, but to find the happiness that is always available to you, even in the midst of the struggle. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be whole. And you are already whole. You are already worthy. You are already enough. You have within you a strength that is greater than any obstacle, a light that is brighter than any darkness, a love that is more powerful than any fear. And it's time to reclaim it. It's time to step into your power. It's time to become the person you were always meant to be. So, I invite you to join me on this journey. A journey of self-discovery, of self-transformation, of self-love. A journey to unlock the unstoppable mindset of true positivity. A journey to create a life that is not just lived, but celebrated. A life that is not just survived, but thrived. A life that is a masterpiece, a work of art, a testament to the incredible power of the human spirit. The power is within you. The time is now. Let's do this together. Believe in yourself. You are unstoppable. You are a force of nature. You are a miracle. And you are capable of creating a life that is more beautiful, more meaningful, and more joyful than you can ever imagine. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And today, you have taken that first step. You have chosen to believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. You have chosen to believe in the power of your own mind. You have chosen to believe in you. And that, my friend, is the most powerful choice you will ever make. The world is waiting for you to shine your light. So go out there and be the brilliant, beautiful, and badass human being that you are. The world needs you, and you need you. So go on, be you, unapologetically, fearlessly, and with all the love in your heart. You've got this. I believe in you. And I hope, after our time together, you believe in you too. Because when you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Anything. So you've made the choice. You've decided to believe. You've whispered, I can do this, into the void, and you felt a flicker of something real, something powerful. But belief, my friend, is the spark. It's the sacred, essential starting point. But a spark, on its own, can be extinguished by the slightest breeze of doubt or the first drop of rain from a coming storm. To turn that spark into an unquenchable fire, you need to add fuel. And that fuel is action. True positivity is not a passive state of being. It's not about sitting in a lotus position and hoping for the universe to drop blessings into your lap. It is an active pursuit. It is a verb. It is the conscious, deliberate choice to get up, to move, to do something, no matter how small, that aligns with the life you want to create. You believe you're strong? Prove it to yourself. Go for that walk you've been putting off. Lift that weight. Make that difficult phone call. You believe you're capable? Show yourself. Learn that new skill. Write that first page. Take the first step on a project that both terrifies and excites you. These actions, they are not just tasks to be checked off a list. They are votes. Every single action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. A vote for a future filled with strength. A vote for a reality built on competence. A vote for a self you can be proud of. And don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to take some giant, earth-shattering leap. That's a trick your fear plays on you to keep you paralyzed. The secret is in the small, almost insignificant, consistent steps. It's the single brick you lay today and another tomorrow that eventually builds a fortress. It's the one push-up you do today, which becomes 2 next week and 10 next month. Momentum is a law of physics, but it's also a law of the soul. An object in motion stays in motion. A spirit in motion, a spirit that is actively engaged in its own evolution, becomes an unstoppable force. Action dispels fear. Action builds confidence. Action is the bridge between the person you are and the person you are destined to be. It is the tangible evidence that silences the inner critic and proves to your own heart that your belief in yourself is not just a fantasy, it's a fact in the making. But what happens when the actions get hard? What happens when the momentum slows? When the obstacles seem insurmountable? When you're tired and bruised and you just don't feel like taking another step? This is where you need more than just willpower. This is where you need a why, a purpose, a reason to keep going that is bigger than your pain, bigger than your fatigue, bigger than your fear. And as you become more whole, something magical begins to happen to your perception of the world. You start to develop the ability to shift your perspective at will. Most of us live our lives with our noses pressed right up against the canvas of our problems. A difficult conversation, a missed deadline, an unexpected bill. It feels huge. It consumes our entire field of vision. It feels like the end of the world. This is the zoom in effect. But what if you could zoom out? What if you could step back from the canvas and see the whole painting? This is a skill, a mental muscle you can train. When you're faced with a challenge that feels overwhelming, ask yourself this powerful question. How much will this matter in 5 years? What about 1 year, 1 month, even 1 week? The answer is almost always not very much at all. This isn't to diminish your feelings. Your feelings are valid, but it separates the feeling from the catastrophic story your mind is telling you. It puts the problem back into its proper proportion. You can take this even further. Zoom out to the perspective of your entire life. Imagine yourself at 90 years old, looking back. From that vantage point, what advice would your wise future self give you about this current situation? They would likely tell you to breathe. They would tell you that this too shall pass. They would tell you that your capacity to love and your courage to grow are infinitely more important than this temporary setback. This practice, sometimes called memento mori, remembering your own mortality, is not morbid. It is the ultimate life enhancer. It strips away the trivial, the petty, the ego-driven nonsense, and it focuses you on what truly matters. It makes you brave. It makes you love harder. It makes you appreciate the breathtaking beauty of this fleeting, precious moment. When you can hold the awareness of the vastness of time and the preciousness of your life, the daily dramas lose their power over you. You become less reactive and more responsive. You operate from a place of deep calm and profound wisdom. You see the bigger picture, and from that perspective, you are truly unbreakable. And this brings us to the final, most beautiful evolution of this mindset. It's where the journey turns outward, because this strength, this resilience, this deep, authentic positivity you've cultivated, it was never just for you. It is a gift you are meant to share. Your energy introduces you before you even speak. When you walk into a room, people feel it. When you've done the inner work, when you operate from a place of wholeness and purpose, you radiate an energy that is calming, inspiring, and healing to those around you. This is the ripple effect. Your commitment to your own growth becomes an act of service to the world. You give others permission to shine their own light. You show them what's possible. But we can make this even more explicit. The ultimate expression of an unstoppable mindset is service. It is dedicating a portion of your life, your energy, and your resources to uplifting others. It is finding a cause that is bigger than your own ego, bigger than your own problems, and pouring your heart into it. When you are truly engaged in helping someone else, something incredible happens to your own suffering. It doesn't necessarily disappear, but it loses its grip on you. It's hard to obsess about your own anxieties when you are comforting someone in crisis. It's difficult to feel sorry for yourself when you are actively working to alleviate the suffering of others. Service is the ultimate antidote to the self-absorption that breeds so much of our unhappiness. It connects you to our shared humanity. It reminds you that we are all in this together, and it fills you with a sense of purpose and fulfillment that no amount of personal success can ever provide. This doesn't mean you have to start a nonprofit or move to another country. Service can be found everywhere. It's in the way you listen to a friend. It's in the way you mentor a colleague. It's in the way you raise your children. It's in the kindness you show to a stranger. It is a mindset of how can I help rather than what's in it for me. When you live from this place, your life takes on a new dimension of meaning. You are no longer just a participant in your own story. You are a co-creator of a better world. And that is a source of joy that can never be taken away from you. That is the final key to an unstoppable, unbreakable, and truly magnificent life. You are a masterpiece in progress, and your greatest work of art will be the legacy of love and light you leave behind. Go create it.